Ah! Hey everybody, welcome to the ReCoop. I'm Cooper Daniels, and this is your weekly Algo Rant. First off, a little bit of housekeeping. If you've been paying attention, you've noticed that the Algo Rants used to come out on Wednesday, but it's gotten a little weird lately, and now they will be coming out every Friday. This is ReCoop Prime Time. This is the best time for my channel, and the Algo Rant is one of my favorite things to do. It'll be coming out every Friday before 7 p.m. Eastern, hopefully earlier, but it will be before 7 p.m. Eastern. You can count on it. All right, folks? And also, by the way, good news for the ReCoop came in this week. All right, so folks, your weekly Algo Rant is going to have a paywall. But don't worry, it's not going to be in fiat or algo or anything like that. We have YLDY Finance coming out with a new token. It's called the Coop YLDY token. And you'll be able to spend that. Well, first, you'll be able to stake your YLDY on YLDY to earn Coop YLDY. You know what I mean? And then you can pay to watch Algorand Coop YLDY. Am I beating this joke to oblivion? If you don't understand this inside joke, I just want you to know that there will be absolutely no paywall or token called Coop YLDY. You'll understand better later on in the episode. And by the way, to anybody that's worried, I am not bearish. I'm having fun. There was actual good news this week for the ReCoop. The ReCoop gained an official sponsor, folks. Headline Inc. is going to be the first official sponsor for the ReCoop. Thank you, Headline. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you guys for believing in what I'm doing here. I mean, it's fantastic. And Headline is a rapidly growing project in the Algorand ecosystem. They have their unbiased news platform, Headline News. They have their unbiased social media platform, Forum. And then they're also building all of these incredible tools like Algo Swap, which is integrated with TinyMan currently, but as new dexes come out, they're going to integrate with them as well. And then also they have something, they just came out with something called Algo Glyph, which is going to allow, for one example of Algo Glyph is that an NFT artist is going to be able to sign in the notes section on chain. It's super cool. But if you've watched my channel for a while, I have interviewed Aaron Martinez, the founder of Headline, 3 times. Their project has grown so much. It is my pleasure to be working with them, and I can't wait to talk about them. You'll be hearing more about them because, well, they're an official sponsor of the ReCoop. Also, hey, and one of the cool things about Headline Inc. are the Algo Astros. They are climbing up the NFT charts at a rapid rate. They look so cool. And on top of that, there was a collab, a ReCoop Astro collab, even before this sponsorship was announced. Check it out right here. Isn't it beautiful? It's got that fruit bowl, wallpaper background, which I'm sure you've never seen in an NFT before. I'd be surprised to see it. It's kind of got the shirt vibes on the background. I mean, come on, folks. The mustache, the astronaut's got a mustache. I mean, this is in the plants, man. They got the plants in there. I mean, look, and by the way, if you were worried, the owner of this Astro gave me permission to put it in the video. So thank you, Christopher. His name is Christopher. Thanks for allowing me to put it in. And I'm jealous, man. That's a beautiful piece. All right. So let's get into some other things, okay? Let's talk about some other things. We're going to talk about YLDY, I promise, okay? We'll talk about YLDY. But before we do that, there's been some activity, folks. Now, look, I understand. Maybe you're looking at the price and you're thinking, man, Jesus Christ, my wife hates me. Like 138, I think it was before I started recording today. The market cap is just below 9 billion. And yeah, you know what I mean? That's it. But there's some good news coming out, and there's some good news with some stuff that I'm seeing on Algo Explorer. You're seeing that there are a ton of wallets being created. I think the wallets were up to over 20 million accounts on the Algorand blockchain, right? About over 20 million. And I think not that long ago, it was just 18 million. So this is a rapid increase. And there are a lot of small accounts, right? So I've been thinking, well, what could this possibly be? What is happening? Because that's not individuals just opening up a small account with similar amounts in each or same amounts in each, right? So there's something going on. Now, There's a couple of different things that this could be. It could be a national initiative. I'm looking at you, Argentina, Brazil, after El Salvador adopted Algorand to be their blockchain infrastructure to help facilitate Bitcoin payments and everything else and have all their documents on the Algorand blockchain. That's probably inspiring other Latin American countries and other places. Algorand is also Sharia compliant, and there's announcements in the Middle East happening all the time. Look, folks, Algorand is huge. Those national initiatives, it could be that, but I think it has something more to do with a friend of the Algorand ecosystem, Mr. Anthony Scaramucci. Mr. Anthony Scaramucci, you know what I'm saying? Anthony Scaramucci, man, he's out there spreading the good word of algo, right? And he recently had said that he expects 2 large corporate announcements, right? So what is that? Well, if you look a little bit backwards, you look towards the end of last year, the end of November, and even in September, I believe it was, there was an announcement, right? Skybridge Capital announced a partnership with the NAX group, and they created a fund called Unlocks, UNLOX. And this Unlocks fund had a couple of announcements to make that they're creating some sort of buy now, pay later tool with one of the largest manufacturers and retailers in the world, right? They announced that in the end of November. I don't know if that went past you or was under your radar. I don't know who that retailer is, and if it has been announced, I've missed it. Put it in the comments. If you know who that retailer is, put it in the comments. But they're minting consumer loan NFTs for this pay now. It could be something along with that. It's going to bring millions upon millions of customers and transactions and a lot of value on chain for Algorand. They're also partnering up with one of the largest fine art insurers. That's clearly going to bring a lot of value to the Algorand ecosystem. And there's some partnership with Spin Magazine. The Spin Magazine is going to have a marketplace where they sell NFTs of their most iconic photography and cover art and things like that. So almost certainly Anthony Scaramucci and the corporate announcements that he has dangled in the past couple of weeks, and all of these accounts and Unlocks, that fund, and the Skybridge NAX Group partnership, I have a feeling it has something to do with that. And then in other good news, Alchemy Pay is integrating Algorand, which is going to allow users to onboard fiat in traditional ways like MasterCard, Visa, PayPal, things like that. That's big news, folks. And then Zone is coming soon. They have their IDO. They made an announcement. They're GameFi, right? And GameFi is huge. I mean, if you don't know what's going on with play to earn and the metaverse and GameFi, like, for the love of God, like, people in the Philippines right now are using Axie Infinity and making them, that's their main source of income. This is the future, folks. It's the future. And Zone is an extremely exciting project, and they are building on the Algorand blockchain. Why? There is little to no transaction fees. It's extraordinarily fast. It's carbon negative. Yada, 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 yada. And you know what's happened with Zone is that they have gotten huge institutional investments. Now, what does that mean? Institutions are looking at Algorand-based projects as the future. All right, folks? So give me a break, man. It's all freaking good. And Zone also doing right by the Algorand community announced that community members are gonna be able to get in on this IDO and get in on the ground floor and pay with Algo. So stay tuned on that, or don't, because I don't know how this is going to work and I kind of want to get in on it. So if too many of you do, then it might make it messy for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I mean, is there anything else we should talk about? I'm just kidding. Okay, so YLDY, man. YLDY kind of created a little bit of a fiasco. It's been a bit of a rocky time for us in the Algorand ecosystem. Us guys that are paying attention every single day, the ones that are participating in the DeFi on YLDY and Tiny Man and AlgoFi and Algo Mint, and really there was a lot of optimism leading into the new year about this rapidly growing space. We have a bunch of DEXs in line. There's going to be Humble Swap and DFly, and there's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them coming. There's a lot of cool kind of GameFi, metaverse things coming. There's a lot of neat stuff happening, right? and there was a lot of hope. And then on the first, there was a tiny man hack, and that kind of took some wind out of our sails, right? And then it just seems like we're getting piled on, right? Because AlgoFi and AlgoMint are great, but without a DEX, they're not as great. You know what I mean? So the one thing we had was YLDY, and YLDY has been around. It's the first. It's cool, It's created by some Aussies, and a couple of months ago, they announced that they were going to create a GameFi metaverse type of thing in conjunction with Polygon Studios. And then yesterday, we all sort of learned that they're going to create a new token called, I don't know how you pronounce this, YESP. Is it like a mixture of yes and yep? But YESP, and it's going to be on the Polygon blockchain. And there was a lot of guys out there that were like, oh man, like what the fuck, bro? Like you're creating a brand new token? You're creating a brand new token in this Polygon? That doesn't do anything for YLDY. We were promised more utility for YLDY. And now you're creating this other token on Polygon. And I get it. I get that sentiment. I mean, it sucks. And then on top of that, they're creating another new token. This is now, if you were wondering what my joke meant earlier, is because then they're creating another new token called the iYLDY, which will be a governance token, which actually their idea for the iYLDY is pretty cool because they're going to airdrop it to YLDY users, right? But they're not going to airdrop it proportionate to your bag or how much you bought. It's going to be proportionate to your activity on YLDY before they made the announcement. So that is like, if you're a whale out there, if you're Borderless Capital that has a massive amounts of YLDY on YLDY and you only go in there every month and, claim, some guy out there with, 75,000 YLDY that has been claiming, I guess somebody from the beginning probably has a lot more than 75,000 YLDY, but if you've been claiming every single day and you're very active on the app, then you're going to get more YLDY. That is a really cool idea in my opinion. But I think people are like, well, wait a second. You said that YLDY was going to be the governance token. This was promised to us from the beginning that YLDY would be, and that was going to provide more utility, because a criticism of YLDY has been, well, what does YLDY even do other than just, generate more YLDY, right? Which is a fair question. But okay, so that's the whole complaint, right? Now, look, if you look at the YLDY roadmap, there is the NFT marketplace that is coming out, I think, any day. Any day. It could be today, tomorrow, I don't know. But it's coming out very soon. So, but then, you might be out there and be like, yeah, I was excited about the NFT marketplace, and I was excited that people might be able to spend YLDY to buy NFTs. And you can't do that. You only can spend Algo. Okay, that's true. And then they also have a launchpad, which is desperately needed in the Algorand ecosystem. That is also on their roadmap, right? So that's cool. That's cool. You know what a launchpad is? Basically, a launchpad is that if I came up with KubeCoin, right? I could go to YLDY and I could hold my little ICO or my IDO or whatever. I could hold that and get, you guys could all get on the ground floor a KubeCoin. Is that something you guys are interested in? Because I hear you can make a lot of money by making coins. Just kidding. But I can do it. I can make KubeCoin. What could we even make? What could I even do? I mean, I'm not going to put a paywall on any videos like I joked earlier. But I mean, I guess I could figure out like merch. I don't know, discount on merch or something. You guys don't want that. Nobody wants that. Okay, moving on. And they have said yesterday, Sebastian Quinn, who is the CEO of YLDY, came on to Telegram and did an AMA. I think that there is a AMA at 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 p.m. Eastern on Twitter and Twitter Spaces, I believe, where he will also be speaking there and answering questions, I'm sure. So you can learn more there. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff floating around about this YLDY stuff. And I'll tell you what I think, but I'm just trying to kind of give you the full scope of what's really happening here. Now, there is a solution that if you want, you'll be able to, with the bridge to Polygon, you'll be able to stake your YLDY and earn YESP, Yeasp. Yeasp kind of sounds like yeast. Yeasp. Yesp. Whatever it's called, right? YESP. I think it is. Yeah, esports. Esports, guys. GameFi, esports. That's what this is. NFT metaverse marketplace for esports. And it's, you know, it's they got a lot of money from Polygon Studios to do this. And that's going to pay their developers, and their team is rapidly growing. And look, this is the deal. I mean, I hope I didn't confuse you with all the stuff that I said. It wasn't very organized. This is a rant, but this is the thing. I own YLDY, okay? I own it. And I'm on YLDY daily, redeeming my rewards and restaking them. I'm trying to grow my bag of YLDY because I believe in it. And I've spoke about it in the past. And I think it's cool. I love that it's first. And I like that they look at something like PancakeSwap, and that is what they're trying to do. And they will, on their roadmap, is also swaps and fiat onboarding. They're concerned about some regulation, but none of this changes their DeFi on Algorand. The fact that they are building this GameFi type of thing, this esports thing on Polygon, doesn't change anything. It only probably lifts their stature a little bit, creates more money for them. And yeah, I mean, and I understand the argument that, okay, yeah, but this just kind of dilutes. It's basically like a dilution of my YLDY. I thought that YLDY was going to be the token for all of these things. And now you got a new token for governance. You got a new token on a different chain for this esports play. Like, what the fuck, Seb? You know, that's what it is. And then you have people like, you know, CEO of Opulous, Lee Parsons, piling on. I mean, that drama is like, that's intense, man. That's intense. There's something going on there, folks. They really don't like each other, do they? Especially Lee. And you know what? I can appreciate Lee. He saw what was happening and the outrage, and he's like, oh, this is my chance to pile on. I can be a pile on kind of guy too. So I identify with you, Lee, and I think that Opulous is a fantastic thing. And by the way, I think that YLDY is a fantastic thing. But this is my overall thesis. Look, DeFi, as much as we're in this, as much as this matters to a lot of us guys, is a small part of what Algorand is doing. This doesn't change my philosophy at all right? My entire approach to Algorand wasn't because of the potential of DeFi. That just is icing on the cake, because obviously we want to play around some, earn some. DeFi is great, and Algorand DeFi is fantastic because it's so cheap and free and fast, and it's just fantastic, right? It's so easy to use. And it's been a wonderful gateway to DeFi for a lot of people because it's so simple and user-friendly. So that's fantastic, and I'm so excited about all of these different DEXs coming, competitors to YLDY and stuff like that. So, YLDY is going to have an incentive to do all of us right. And, there was some ideas floated, like potential airdrops for YLDY holders of this YESP coin, or, I don't know what they're going to do. But even if that is a completely separate thing, like I said, the NFT marketplace is almost here. There's going to be a launch pad, I'm sure, soon. There is, swaps are coming. Fiat onboarding is coming. There's just a lot. There's a lot of cool stuff happening at YLDY. And so you shouldn't be too down on it. But this is the deal. The reason why I am here for Algorand, the reason why I showed up at Algorand, the reason why I hold a lot of Algo is not because of this. It's more of the national initiatives, these government initiatives, these corporate solutions that Anthony Scaramucci is talking about. This is the big picture of Algorand. That's why I keep on adding Algo, right? If Algo keeps going down, I keep on adding, and I am participating aggressively in governance. Even though governance, the APY is a little disappointing this time because, half of the circulating supply is staked in governance. So that brought the APY down, but that's still, look, 10%. And if Algo does what I think it's going to do, it's going to be much more than 10% because of price appreciation. So folks, this is the deal. Look, hey, Algo is here. It is doing all of the things. Follow the Algorand official account. Follow the Algorand Foundation and see what you're invested in. I don't know, man. You can't take it too seriously. It's all super risky. YLDY, Opulous, all of it. It's all super risky. Who knows if they're going to execute? It's like a company in a single point of failure. Seb and Lee, you know what I mean? I support both of those projects, but my expectations are tempered because it's risk. It's risky. I'm invested. So don't get me wrong. I am not bearish. I actually believe that both of these guys can execute. And it's not like they're shady and behind the scenes. Both of these guys are out there answering questions. Lee is out there, very visible and very excited about what he's building. And he has a track record of building big things. So there's nothing wrong with either of these dudes. But at the same time, like, temper your expectations. This isn't decentralized in the way that we all dreamed. I was almost relieved that Tiny Man couldn't fix the problem. You know what I mean? I was almost relieved because it's like, that's truly decentralized, and that is what we need, and that is what Algorand is, or is aspiring to be, through decentralized governance and, increasing the amount of relay nodes and the fact that anybody can participate in participation nodes. And then if you look in the governance roadmap, eventually, in order to be a governor, you're going to have to run a participation node, and there will be a reward for running those. Once we get there, it's an exciting level of decentralization. And that will mean that Algorand, by 2030, 2028, by 2025, we're looking at our silver medal, bronze medal party on Dr. Bob's boat, or whoever will host it. If Dr. Bob doesn't want to do it, then it'll be my boat at that point. 2020. If it takes long enough, it'll be my boat. And I'll probably, in the meantime, will have lost my wife because I have put all my money in Algo, and she's so frustrated by it. So at that point, I'll be able to buy a boat because she won't be nagging me for a house in Beverly Hills or something. So look, let's have a fun party. She doesn't watch the show anymore, folks. Okay, so don't worry about me. Oh boy. Yeah. So in conclusion, YLDY's an exciting project. They have an exciting roadmap. They're going to take care of us and the Algorand ecosystem because it's in their best interest too, and maybe because they care, right? But stop it. Stop expecting, some of these things are gonna not work out, you know what I mean? And they're gonna go make more money on Polygon or whatever. Buy some MATIC if you want. I don't know. I heard that they're gonna be burning tokens soon. MATIC starts burning tokens, shoot, maybe MATIC's a good investment for you. I don't know. I mean, it almost was killed in December, you know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of centralization, there, but they say they want to decentralize too. I don't know, folks. I don't know, but I do know that I am excited about Algorand. Algo. Go buy some Algo. If YLDY keeps on going down, go buy some YLDY on MEXC until Tiny Man. But by the way, Tiny Man is coming back soon. Humble Swap will be here in February. There's a lot of cool shit happening, all right? I have a lot of great interviews next week. I'll be talking to Prismatic, Natalie from Prismatic on Monday. And then I'm not even going to tell you some of these other people that I'm talking to next week. It's exciting, folks. It's a great time to be watching the ReCoop. I appreciate you. Thank you, Headline, again. Thank you to everybody that watches. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe. And yeah, everybody, do your homework.